What up, everybody? Welcome to the In Off the Bench podcast. I am Daniel Ball, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Jim Cross. Jim, feels so good to say that. It's been a while since I've been able to spit the bars off the top, man.
Hey, man,
It's been good.
Ava's been trying to take your job, man. She's been pretty on it.
I mean, if we put it to a fan vote, I'm sure she would win by a landslide. It wouldn't even be close. But tonight we get to do something special. We get to talk to Clint Vancourt. He is all things old Dominick. And if you don't know anything about old Dominick, one, you haven't been following the show, and two, you're missing out on a gem. Our podcast gem has been sponsored by Old Dominick, Chinook Seeds, for such a long time. But Old Dominick, near and dear, it's heart of Memphis, 100+ years of distilling the best spirits, the best everything, man. I can't even put into words
You got
how
the best candles, Daniel.
Man, we got the best
Candles.
swag. Look at you guys. Look at the swag that y'all
I
show it
mean,
off, fellas. Show it off.
Look at this. Look at this. This is my go-to Old Dominick
Yeah.
shirt. You can't beat it. Everyone loves this shirt, by the way. And I tell them it's one of one, which isn't the case, but I just tell people that just to make myself
Hey,
look
and if
good.
you do want one, come see us downtown Memphis.
There you go, downtown Memphis, or you can go online. I tell everybody all the time. I take a bottle whenever I have an event, Clint. I always take a bottle and make sure people taste it, and they always love it. And so I always tell them OldDominickDistillery.com, and I'm telling you, whatever you choose, you won't go wrong. But they got something for everybody, and we'll get into all of that. We'll definitely get into all that. But Jim, man, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be in the house, and I'm especially glad to talk to Clint tonight, man.
Daniel, it was all planned because instead of talking baseball with LSU, dragging the ground the way they are, we figured we would talk bourbon. You know what I'm saying? Take a change. And so with that, Clint, my man, so people know, where are you from originally?
Yeah, man. I'm originally from the Mississippi coast, Gulfport, Mississippi, and been living all over the South since. Went up to Mississippi State, did that for a while, and then up to Memphis where I joined the Old Dominick team. And they sent me to Birmingham, spent a year there, and then now I'm living the big life in here in New Orleans.
Man, I mean, Daniel, when you talk about something that sounds fun, with the job, he's getting to be at some pretty nice destinations, I'd say.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go to the Big Easy and slang bourbon? Like,
here's the question, Clint.
They like it down here. They got a strict name for it.
Here's the question, Clint. I gotta know. Mississippi State guy, like you talked about it. Are you repping the Mississippi State everywhere you go? Are you making sure people know you're associated with Starkville?
Oh, especially this season with LSU where they're ranked. So I mean, we gotta let them know how we're back. We got a lot of swagger, and everybody's excited to talk a little dog everywhere, not just Louisiana.
Y'all and Ole Miss still lost to Southern Miss, who's the king of Mississippi right now. But
hey, right now those mustard buzzards, look out! I want to see them go back. I grew up in Gulfport, so I was watching when they went to the College World Series last time and lost to Texas. Broke my heart. I got a special place for them.
I got to ask, we don't get to talk to too many people from the Gulfport area. I know obviously a lot of things happen, through weather and hurricanes and things over the years. But like, if you go there now, what's the one thing people need to do?
Yeah, well, when you go back down, you need to catch every little small town. And the best thing that I would say that showcases all that is cruising the coast. That's an antique car show, and every little spot on the coast has a car show, and it changes day by day. So if you like casinos, Biloxi's the one for you. If you like, boating and drinking Michelob Ultras, then you probably Bay St. Louis, and cocktails and walking around in the streets, Ocean Springs is the one for you. So there's something for everybody there. There's a lot of family-friendly places to go to, aquariums, amusement areas, and a lot of great, boating and outdoor stuff too.
Such a well-seasoned answer. Clint, we ask a lot of these athletes where they're from, and they'll tell us, and then we'll ask them what the one thing to do. And a lot of times, they act like they don't know where they're from or what to do. Now, they usually, when you ask them about food spots, that's where you get them, right? And especially when they give you a place that nobody knows. But for whatever reason, they never know what to tell us to do if we visit. There, you laid it all out, options for everyone. But I do got one more question, and I'm going to let Daniel, get into all things Old Dominick. How did you talked about you ended up with them, but, how does that come to be in your story? You get out of school, how does Old Dominick land with you?
Yeah, great question. So out of school, I didn't want to continue school. So I started with a startup company and was in sales and marketing, building a brand. And then I joined up with the legendary George Bryan, who was the owner of the Old Waverly Golf Course in West Point, Mississippi. They hosted the 1999 U.S. Women's Open. And was with him for a while building a pretzel company. And he unfortunately passed away. And then I had met the Canales while I was there in West Point and reached out to them and didn't really know much about bourbon or the liquor industry, but told them I loved being in a discovery mode and learning new things and growing brands. And they took a shot on me, and I've been trying to live up to it ever since.
Man, that's quite the journey, from pretzels to bourbon. I mean,
that's a major upgrade, though. It's not a knock on pretzels, but
hey, they were good pretzels. Golf sticks, still support them. You can find them at some of your local country clubs.
Let's go. I mean, they got the hard pretzel, they got the soft bake, they got the pretzel bites, they got pretzel dogs. I mean, they got it all. Now there's quite an array of things you can do with pretzels, but you didn't come here to talk pretzels. We came here to talk drinks. Bourbon, whiskey, vodka, gin. Obviously, you mentioned it. You're currently in New Orleans. All right. Mm-hmm. So I gotta ask, this is off the script. Jim gets mad sometimes when I go off the script, but I got to. Giving every time I've been to New Orleans, I've been ready to leave or I've needed to leave within 2 days. Right. How do you make a career and make a living in a place where, quite frankly, is debauchery?
It's a lot of that for sure. Well, you got to get out of the French Quarter. It's a big city, you got to get out the French Quarter. I live in Uptown. So whenever I tell people I moved to New Orleans, they think I'm living in, off of Bourbon Street or something. That's not the case.
All the time, Clint. Like, we go to New Orleans and they're like, oh, so y'all just going to party. And it's like, you realize there's more than the French Quarter. That's all they say.
Yeah. Well, I always wanted to live down here off of Magazine Street. So I'm 3 blocks away from one of the best streets in America. You can walk in bars and then, great coffee shops, great shopping. I mean, beautiful women everywhere. Like, you can't go outside and not see beautiful women walking down Magazine Street. If you haven't been, you must. So it's you have your fun and then you have your downtime. So it's just being responsible. It's being a responsible drinker, like what we always advocate for with Old Dominick. Find a little balance. But it's not for everybody. It's a love hate place.
And I can feel that. I feel that in my soul so much.
Hey, Daniel, I'll tell you this before you further on with him. My daughter has been there repeatedly with all the Mardi Gras stuff. And, being that your girls are younger, just enjoy the times where you don't have to worry about your daughter in New Orleans without you. I wasn't ready for those days, man. The worry cap is serious.
Well, thankfully we have Gasparilla, which is another huge street parade. And I've been there, and at least I know that if my kids go, once they get old enough, I can maneuver my way down there to kind of keep a watchful eye. But by no means are they going to Mardi Gras. At least not without me.
They got to go with Uncle Jim.
They got to go with somebody.
Either.
I mean, they got to go with somebody. But Clint, man, what makes Old Dominick, and I say this, but I have my way of saying it, and I have my things that I go to as far as product wise when it comes to Old Dominick. But you're a guy who talks it every single day. But from a professional standpoint, compared to other brands, what makes Old Dominick stand out?
Yeah, that's a great question. I love answering. I love when people ask it. For me, what I tell people is with old Dominick, and what sets us apart is a couple things, four things. 100% family owned. We have tremendous climate and water in the city of Memphis, and that has a major impact on the quality of your whiskey. Um, we're also in the Mid South, where the temperature and the aging of the whiskey is tremendous. It gets hot, it gets cold. And so what that does is expands and contracts that whiskey in that barrel, so it pulls out all those great flavors and stuff. And the equipment is tremendous that we use. We spared no expense on our facilities and the things that we use to make our whiskey. So you got the passion of the family, you got the water and the climate, and then you got the equipment. Vendrome, it's out of Louisville, Kentucky. They make copper stills for the most elite distilleries in the world. They ship their stuff over to Scotland and make the best scotch in the world. And so all of that coming out of Louisville. With us, those are the big things for us. We got the climate, the water, the family heritage, and we spared literally no expense on the equipment and the people in the service. We try to position and market ourselves as the fun guys, and you can always expect us to bring the party when we show up.
That's what's up. Now, you talked about the climate and the temperature. But I first want to start with water. And a lot of people, especially now that I'm living in Florida, they don't understand the ability of drinking out of a hose in Memphis. and it's a thing. It's a real thing. They don't understand going to your sink, turning it on, and taking tap water out. But from a scientific standpoint, how important is water and the quality of water?
Well, I'm going to do the best I can since, I'm just a sales guy that used to do pretzels. But with water, so that's how you proof things down, right? So whenever you distill, it comes off of the still and it goes into the barrel, right? And that's at 110 proof. And so it sits there and it waits, right? And so we use that great water for the distillation. And then we also use it to proof it down, because once it comes out of that barrel, we're looking at 125 proof, 130 proof sometimes, even upwards to like 145 proof. So to get that down to a very palatable 85, 90.1, or 100 bonded, we add water to that to dilute it down and bring that proof down. So the quality of distilling with that water and the quality of using that same water, adding it back into the end product, to get it to a proof that is palatable and delicious, that's where it comes in.
Man,
and when we're talking about the quality, because this, Memphis has the sand aquifer, right? And the EPA consistently ranks us as the #1 Metro American drinking water source. So when I tell people about the water, what we use in the faucet is some of the highest quality stuff. And we see a lot of people in Memphis brewing beer too. So we're nationally known for the beer that comes out of Memphis, as well as now our great whiskeys. We've been recognized by the San Francisco World Spirits Competition for the past couple of years, but this past year we've been receiving double golds, which is a major deal in the industry.
Now, Jim, just so you know, all right, I want you to really understand this. Old Dominick wouldn't taste the same if it was distilled anywhere else. So be appreciative of the fact that you get to go into the tasting room.
I mean, I'm appreciative right off the top. Just when you started talking about, we grew up in Memphis. I never thought about how, and I still drink from water hoses when I'm in Memphis, to be honest. I never thought about the fact that you just can't do that in other places, man. I feel grateful within that itself.
Now,
I get boiled water notices all the time. I get boiled water notices all the time living down here in New Orleans. All the water mains breaking.
Yeah, it's rough down here in Florida. It's bad.
You know what? New? I don't want to hear about the rough stuff, Daniel, because you live there and it's like 80 degrees when it's 20 degrees here. So I'm not hearing it.
Hey, but you can't age whiskey that well, Jim. That goes back to that Memphis.
Yeah. I woke up to 45 this morning, brother.
Oh,
I mean, it's
man.
cold. It's cold today. Oh man, Clint, what's new with old Dominic? Obviously, we know a lot of the staple and foundational pieces that you guys offer, but what's new?
Yeah, great question. So some of the new things that we're doing, we have a new lead distiller, and what he does is he brings a lot of innovative ideas. And some of the new ones that we have coming out in the market that we're really excited about are our stave finished whiskeys. So stave finished, what is that? So we take our whiskey barrels, and then a stave is the singular piece of wood, right, where you combine all of them together and then bound it, right? And so we take one of those staves of another type of wood and we add it into the whiskey and we let it sit there and give off its flavors into the barrel. So we have some mocha stave finished, and we also have some American toasted finished single barrels that are going to be coming out. You'll start seeing those here fairly soon, and we have some hazmat pints that will be released here soon at a couple really big events. So it's 375 milliliters of 145 proof whiskey that tastes surprisingly delicious.
Wow.
You gotta like
Gasoline.
that's the reason why they call it hazmat. You're not allowed to bring it on airplanes.
I'm definitely mixing Coke with that and having people tell me how I'm ruining the brand.
Yeah,
Man,
or maybe
that
just
is
a little bit of water. Add a little water, some ice. We can get it down there.
I upset Daniel so much because I will mix in a little Coke and he's just like, "What are you doing? I mean, you are absolutely ruining it."
No, we have a rule now. I will allow him after drink one to mix whatever he wants, but he's got to taste it pure, like the way it's intended to be tasted before he starts putting all his additives.
Look,
in
I'll be honest, Daniel. You've only seen that version of me. Look, Clint's seen the pictures, Omaha, Knoxville. Like, I've unfortunately had to do way too many shooters. And I say unfortunately because there's nothing wrong with the taste, but you do too many of them, it starts to put a hurt on you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got a place to stay in Omaha this year, so I'm keyed in. We got to make it.
There you go. Hey,
I-
yeah, it's looking good for y'all right now, but it's a long season. Daniel, we haven't got to talk no ball. Make or break his night right now. Is Mississippi State going to make it to Omaha?
if I'm on March, what is today? St. Patty's Day, March 17th. Yeah, like based on what I've seen, yeah, I think so.
Daniel's pretty solid at picking these things, so I mean that's a good thing if he's vouching for him right now.
And I'll tell you this, Clint. I think the World Series, I think college baseball is better when Mississippi State is in contention to go. That is just what I feel.
I have pitched an idea to ESPN guys, and they probably won't do it because I've been told it's too good an idea. Therefore, they won't do it because it makes too much sense. But
It's his idea. That's why it's too good.
it is too good. When I tell
right.
you it, you're going to agree. LSU comes to Mississippi State this year for Super Bulldog weekend. All right, the game is already on ESPN2. That Saturday game, it's no doubt that Mississippi State is going to break the SEC attendance record. They're going to set a new one. It's what they like to do. It is the mecca of college baseball. I have no problem saying that about Duty Noble. LSU is a hated rival, but you set this up and you do college game day style. And at that desk, you unite the old and the new fans by bringing on Skip Berman and Ron Polk to talk baseball. I'm telling you, it's the way to introduce college game day to the college baseball world.
And I can tell you exactly where they're going to do it, Jim. You got to do it in right field, right next to where all the kids line up, right? You don't have rigs there, so the public can get out there. That's where I used to go whenever I was in school. I didn't always have the rig plugs, so whenever I'd go, I'd find myself right over there. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean,
and then
everybody should experience Starkville and Duty Noble. It's just, it's one of those things, right? Being an LSU fan, you talk to a bunch of LSU fans who haven't been to Starkville, so all they know is going to Alex Box. They're like, nowhere is better than here. And I'm like, I'm just telling you, we're not the best, man. We're just not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, they're even looking to expand the stadium last time I saw. And to couple that with all the great things that are happening in Starkville that weekend, it's actually the same weekend as the Starkville Derby. Have y'all heard about the Starkville Derby before?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's the world's largest weenie dog race.
Oh, let's go, little
And
wieners.
guess who's the liquor sponsor?
There we go.
Oh, Dominic.
Oh,
Look at
Dominic. That's right.
See, when you say you're the fun guys, that's what fun guys do.
Exactly. We're gonna show up. We're gonna pour some bourbon, watch some weenie dogs race down the mat.
And I'll tell you
Kentucky has the Derby of horses.
That's right.
Look,
Starkville has the Derby of wieners.
and it will
love
work,
it.
guys,
It's
because
us.
they had on the Ocho the one day on TV. It was on the TV in the hotel, and I forgot what kind of dog it was racing. But I swear, me and Jackson sat there for an hour watching it, and we were fascinated. Like these dogs going and racing and going crazy, and then their owners being interviewed, and it was so serious, like them talking about the training of their pets. Anyway, I signed
Yeah,
up.
people are coming in from Texas. They're coming in from Virginia. Like they got weenies coming in from all over the country to be in Starkville on one of the best baseball weekends of the year.
The signature drink should be the toasted julep, and it's
He's already on it.
let's go. I mean,
We actually call it the mutt julep, Daniel. It's called the mutt julep, and it's going
I
to be
love it.
available. It's going to be available at all your Starkville restaurants. This guy, he's already on it.
I know what I like. I know what I like, and if I like it, I have a good feeling that other people are going to like it. But man, real quick, Clint, if someone comes to you, like, give me an elevator pitch for why I'm new to bourbon or I'm a veteran to bourbon. Why should I give old Dominic my business?
Premium craft, new, disruptive, legacy in the industry. We're making waves, we're making noise. There's a lot of big dogs out there, and if y'all know anything about the liquor industry right now, it's not doing too hot. There's a lot of brands laying off a lot of people. There's a lot of struggling companies out there, but we're growing. We're reaching into new markets. We're making new hires. We're introducing new products into the market that have never been had before. And going back, nobody's ever had Memphis whiskey, and we're motivated and dedicated to share it with everybody.
And when you look at whether it's old Dominic or Chinook, because the same thing's happening in the sunflower seed. You see David just steadily going down, and you see Chinook steadily going up. It's the same thing. I feel like, man, the two brands that we got ourselves associated with, we couldn't have done better. We got lucky on this one.
Yeah, we definitely did. But be lucky is great, but the product speaks for itself. And both of those sponsors, especially, Chinook, Old Dominic, they're great products. And that's something that we stand by, and that's something that we'll continue to stand by, because I'll tell you, there's nothing better than a long Friday, long week, Friday night, and having a nice little 2-finger pour. Like I'm good with that. And it's going to be Old Dominic for sure. Clint, we gotta play a game. You want to play a game? I'm gonna play a game. Let's do it. I'm gonna test you, and I get it. Like, you're an ambassador, you are the guy that pushes product, but I'm gonna ask you to start picking some of your products, and we're gonna narrow it down to the best in your eyes. Okay. So this game is called King of the Hill. You're gonna start with one matchup of two spirits. You're gonna pick the one that you like the best, or the one that you like to sell the most of, or pick the overall fan favorite. However you want to phrase it. The winner of that will move on to another matchup. The winner of that moves on to another matchup until we go down through the gamut and we have one true spirit that's the king of all kings. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. First, we're going to throw this out there. You got the Toddy versus the Tennessee Straight Whiskey. All right. And hold on a second. Let me get prepared.
Oh.
All right. Here we go.
He's going off script
what's
for
he
sure.
What's he putting on? What's happening?
Oh, he's got his bottle.
Oh, we got the lineup. Oh, we got the lineup.
Now, I don't have them all because, and don't judge me, not that I'm drink a lot, but I've drank some of these. So, first and foremost, you've got your toddy versus your straight Tennessee whiskey here. Which one?
All right.
Which one you going with, and why?
Which one am I going with and why? Well, both are historic products. You know, that 85 Tennessee whiskey, that was the first Tennessee whiskey made in Memphis ever. And so that's tough. But the toddy also is a legacy thing with our brand, where Dominico Canale, the gentleman who started this brand 150 years ago, that's what he used to sell to the physicians. But I'm going to go with the 85 proof, straight Tennessee. I tell people all the time, it's the only Tennessee whiskey being made west of the Tennessee River, right there in Memphis. If you're going to do the Tennessee Whiskey Trail, if you appreciate, I mean, they make songs about Tennessee whiskey, Daniel. Tennessee whiskey straight. Moving on to the next.
Nice, smooth, love it. All right, Tennessee straight whiskey or the number 10 gin.
Formula 10 gin versus the Tennessee whiskey. Now, this is a high proof. This is 95 proof, botanical, selected, unique to us. I love the gin, but we're going to keep it with the Tennessee whiskey. You know, I love a gin cocktail. I'll just say it. Gin cocktails are my favorite, but I love drinking just straight bourbon. It's been what I enjoy doing the most.
Is the drink, speaking of you being in New Orleans and thinking about being in Old Dominick, is the one that's named after Orleans or Port of Orleans or something like that inside the bar? Isn't that the one that has gin in it?
Port of Orleans? That's a good question. This is the weakest part of my game, Jim. You might have stumped me. I believe that.
I'm pretty sure it does. And
hold
I like
on,
that
I got my
drink.
computer. We're gonna get an answer. We're not gonna just leave the people without knowing.
He has the master distiller on speed dial. He's going to.
No, I got.
Phone a friend.
I mean, we got to get the answer for. Oh man, I believe in this. This looks like it's a whiskey cocktail.
Oh, it is a whiskey cocktail. For whatever reason, I thought I had that one and it had gin.
Port Orleans. Yeah, this is looking like a. Yeah, it's. I believe so. I don't know.
Well, Daniel should have never brought it up. I was just thinking it was a great New Orleans connection.
It is. The Sazerac too. That one is created in New Orleans as well. Great cocktails created in New Orleans.
So now we move on to the next round. You've got your Tennessee whiskey, and you have what Jim's representing on his shirt tonight. The Honeybell vodka.
Now I see the Honeybell vodka. Daniel, that should be close to your heart down there in Florida. The Honeybell is only found in Florida.
I am not a vodka. I will drink a vodka drink if it is prepared or given to me, but I wouldn't go and order a vodka. And I think part of my problem is I need to branch out a little bit. You know.
Well,
Daniel,
next time.
Go ahead.
Yeah, ask for the a Honeybell lemon drop.
I am a vodka guy, Daniel, and I actually with JJ had the Honeybell in Baton Rouge a couple weeks ago, and I will stand by it. As a matter of fact, if I was the one picking this, I would actually go vodka. But that's if I was playing.
Wow.
The 80,
well,
over the straight Tennessee.
Yeah, but I mean that's to each their own.
Right, right.
But the question comes down to you, Clint. What do you got?
What do I have? Look, we're gonna keep it rolling. It's Tennessee whiskey. We're moving it on. We're moving on.
Just like any other game, it only gets harder from here on up.
It's got to.
This next one is where the rubber meets the road. The cast.
I see it.
I
see it. Now I tell everyone this is my best seller. And the best part about this one is it smells so good. Like open it up and just smelling it. Come on, Daniel. There it is.
I mean,
so I love selling this one. I like drinking this one. This is the one that I'll use a rock for. I'll put this one on a rock, let it dilute a little bit, cool it down a little bit. But I also like to drink it neat, and so do the people at Forbes magazine. They actually ranked us sixth best bourbon cask strength in the country this past year. So we're swinging with the big dogs on that one. And with that, it's cask strength that goes on to the next round.
Them white oak barrels, them Tennessee white oak barrels, man.
Charred up. What's the proof on that, Daniel? Read that.
It's 114.56. So
ooh, okay.
Much higher than that 85 whiskey.
It does.
That was, but it's smooth. Like it has a little first bite, but like it is an easy drink.
Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of ethanol, alcohol on our products. You know, that comes to the quality of the water, that comes to our processes and equipment. So
now we go with the cask strength versus the bonded. And you mentioned the bonded earlier, so the cask or the bonded. And I don't have a bonded. That's one that is I have already.
We don't have that one.
You say so I sent you one, so you drank it for sure.
I drank it all.
He drank it all, and guess what? I'm not gonna lie to you, Daniel. I would have too. That is my absolute favorite. Number one for me is that bonded. I think 100 proof is the best proof for whiskey. We actually won Tennessee Whiskey of the Year in 2025 with that product. So we're now the standard bearer of Tennessee whiskey, and everybody knows how proud of a tradition that is in the great state of Tennessee. And, you know, sharing that in the state of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama is what I love to do. So the king of the hill, it's the Tennessee bonded.
The holding stations didn't even get to make their play, Daniel.
It didn't. I mean, the Hewling would have went up there, though. It would have been right up there with the bonded and cask for sure.
Well, that's where we're going.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. The
we said,
station.
to be clear, because we knew how you would probably feel about whatever made it here. We said that all of them were on the table. So any one of those is your favorite.
Oh, you know, I love the Hewling station. So that one has a story behind it. You know, that didn't come from our stills in Memphis, but we actually shipped our water to Indiana for them to make this whiskey for us. How crazy is that? We shipped the Memphis water for them to make it with our for our distillate. So while we were creating our initial first batches, our official first barrels, we had to get in the market and start selling, because whenever you distill and begin aging, you're waiting 4 years minimum before you can put a bottle in front of somebody and say this is from old Dominick. So from a cash flow reason, we actually partnered with MGP out of Indiana, one of the largest producers of whiskey in the world. Our proprietary mash bill, it's a high rye, 52% corn, 44% rye, 4% malted barley, and it is absolutely delicious. It's got some really great red fruit flavor on it. It's probably one of our most recognizable bottles with that square shape. I love it, but it's not the bonded. It's just not.
So bonded, moving on.
Bonded, yes. Absolutely.
Last one.
There's only one left. I think there's only one left.
You mentioned it earlier, the 90 proof.
The 90.1.
Yeah, the 90.1. Get it? 901. I get
yes,
you.
All Memphis. That's all Memphis.
Yep.
So this is that same high rye mash bill, that 44% rye. I love the smell on this one, the taste. This is the best one to make cocktails. And for that reason, 90 takes it for the last one. Put it down there, Daniel. Put it down.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
God, that's so good.
That with an old fashioned. Come on, Manhattan.
Yeah, it's got just enough sweet to it where you put it. I have a little smoke box. I'll throw it in there, and let me tell you something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's you got the cherry wood. What do we use? Yeah,
I have some cherry wood, and you know, I just light it up, and it has this little like hose that sends the smoke through. I sit it in the box, let it smoke up for 30 seconds to a minute, pull it out. Oh, great flavor. Great flavor.
That's the
Love it.
cocktail maker right there. So I think that one
Smoke.
with that rye spice goes really good with your classic cocktails. It's really nice, just neat, just on a rock. So that 90, that's gonna take it for the night.
So y'all know.
Only fitting, Daniel, the 901.
90.1.
90.1 proof. I love it. Any others that we didn't talk about? Anything else that you're like, man, this is, this is a maybe a hidden gem, or maybe this is a top seller that people may not know about?
Yeah. So this past year, we celebrated a bit of an anniversary at Old Dominick. We had our first 8-year aged whiskey hit the market. So we had a special release called the 8-year Bourbon Reserve. And as soon as it hit the shelves, it was gone completely. And everybody's been asking me about it, wondering when it's going to come back. And might be breaking some news here, but get ready for the summertime. We're going to be seeing that in more markets, seeing it on some more shelves. But all that to be said, it's going to fly. So when you see it, Tennessee whiskey, bourbon, right?
I only got some because of JJ, so I was lucky enough to get to verify, Daniel. It was everything it was supposed to be.
8-year Bourbon Reserve. When you see it, grab it.
Jim, that's your goal for me. All right. Florida guy. I don't have the opportunity, so just make sure.
But I need you to come back to Memphis. I need you.
I know. I need to come to the. I need to come.
That would be my question
locations.
I have for Clint. I don't get to go. And I know that a lot of guys will go check out distilleries in a lot of places. I've only been to a couple in East Tennessee, but what I wonder is, the way the bar is set up and you can see everything. Are there typically bars that are set up like that, or is Old Dominick unique like that?
There are some tasting rooms that do showcase, but not to the degree we do. I mean, TripAdvisor has us as one of the top destinations in the country. In Memphis, it is always a must stop for people coming in from all over the world. So, what we wanted to do was showcase the process of distilling while you're enjoying those cocktails at the bar. So we have a tremendous team that's really creative and putting new cocktails and stuff out there for everybody. So not completely unique, but special in the way that we did it.
Man, that's so. If I come in, Clint, do you guys give tours? Can you go tour the distillery and go behind the scenes and see everything?
Absolutely. 7 days a week. We'll take you through the distillery. We'll teach you about the history of Old Dominick. We'll show you the production lines. We'll take you into the fermentation room, which was my favorite. It smells amazing in there always. But Daniel, it sounded like you were kind of sad that you can't find Old Dominick really much in Florida. That's going to be changing here, buddy. We're actually launching. We're launching in Florida this year, so you'll be seeing a lot more of us coming those summer months. We're finalizing some stuff with our distributors. We already got our sales rep down there, all moved in Orlando. So he's going to be a guy that I hook you up with.
Please do. I'll make the trip to Orlando to meet him. Like that's how dedicated I am. But I mean, I'm sure there's a gamut of places, that you guys want to put bottles in, and I just tell me where they are and I'll go find them. I promise you.
I'll get you with Steven Lauer. He's my guy.
Nice. Well, before we let you run, Clint, anything you want to plug or promote, anything you want to put out there?
Man, just look out for our single barrels. Support us. We're a family-owned operation. It's 100% us. All the people are great. Jim will tell you our facility's second to none. We're a growing brand, so we need all the help that we can get, educating others, telling people about the great things that we're doing in Memphis. And I love when people say, I've never heard about you guys. That means I can, share the good news. So until we get everybody on board, a lot of work to do. So everybody's help's appreciated.
Absolutely. And it's coming. Don't worry. The Florida storm is coming. I promise you.
That's right.
As soon as you're there, we're pushing. We're pushing hard. But
Love
Clint,
it.
man, we're gonna let you run, man. I really appreciate the time. If there's anything we can do for you, man, please reach out to us.
A lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your college baseball season.
Yes, sir. That is Clint Vancourt with Old Dominick Distillery. If you like hearing Clint's story, or you just like hearing Average Joe's talk X's and O's, please like, share the podcast on Facebook. Head over to YouTube, like, subscribe, notifications. That way you're first to know when new content is dropped. Jim, haven't asked you. It's been a while. What's the schedule look like for the podcast?
It's kind of empty right now. Not because we can't get anybody. Just haven't. A lot of the teams that we've been dealing with, like for instance, LSU, Vandy, Ole Miss, like it's had some struggles, and so Tennessee even. So I'm gonna have to venture out. I do know that we are going to talk Georgetown for the first time, and a team that's a fringe top 25 program for the first time in like 20 years, California Baptist, because the pitcher is Matt, the owner of Jesus One's son. And so there's a real cool story there. But we're going to probably, and Louisiana Lafayette may even be on the list. So we may have 3 new schools. So I'm in the middle of setting that all up while we let our normal teams that we like to highlight and got good audiences for get themselves back right. And then we'll get it. But hey, I do got an Ole Miss note for you, Daniel, and who I'm going to try to set up next. I haven't reached out to him yet, but Tristan Becerra hit 2 home runs today, which puts him at 11 with Jake Brown. He's batting 409. Jake Brown's batting 419. He's got 34 RBIs to Jake's 38. The reason I'm comparing him to Jake is Jake's pretty much the leader in the clubhouse in the SEC, in all the stats. And so to tell you how good this kid is, transferred into Ole Miss, man, he's elite. So I'm gonna just put it out there on the air. That's my next goal.
Let's go. Let's get him. Let's talk to him. Obviously, the best, and we don't mind talking to people that hit lots of bombs.
Not at all.
Down with that.
And speaking of, Caden Sorrell's got 2 more tonight. If there is a front runner outside of Jake Brown, this thing could be Jake Brown and Caden Sorrell when it's all said and done, fighting for the Survivor winner.
Very, very true. Interesting. Speaking of Survivor game, it's been interesting as of late. The past 2 weeks, big names have gone home. Obviously, this week, I don't know how your team fared, but my tribe, I was lucky enough that nobody went home this week for my tribe. But
I lost the G unit, the hammer, Gavin Guidry. He comes in, pitches the 8th clean, comes into the 9th. The man gets on base, but it's okay. He strikes out our most recent guest and the best player for Vandy, Braden Holcomb. So I'm like, we're cool, man. He's got 2 outs. Just got to get Logan Johnstone out. No, walk-off bomb, as me and you talked about. That thing could have traveled a long way if it wasn't for the net. So, of course, his ERA shot up, blown save. When you start looking at guys on the Survivor and how well they did, unfortunately, it was 2 guys from the same game. It was him and Casey Evans who had to roll together.
Yeah, it's tough, and that's the downside. The game is great, it's fun, but the downside is every week we've got to eliminate players, and it's usually players that we really like, unfortunately.
Yeah, hey, that LSU advantage has really dwindled away.
Yeah, I don't know what's going. Part of me, I hear the worry and I hear the urgency, but part of me also is like, all right, it's very early, but you see them play more than I do. Is there something else more than it's just early and things will be fine?
I think they're not gelling. You're seeing a lot of bad ABs one game, and then the next game will hit, but then you see the pitcher walking 8 guys. Like, you just can't get right at the moment. But this is what I told people today, Daniel. In 2022, going into the first series of the SEC, Ole Miss was ranked number 1. All right, they would end up 7-14 in the SEC through the first 21 games. 7-14, and they ultimately won a national championship. And they were preseason, or not preseason, but they were ranked number 1 in the season. And so people are talking about this LSU fall off, and it's like, I've seen this before with a talented team. Will they get right like Ole Miss? We don't know yet, but I know what happens with the potential. And this is a lot earlier than that. We're talking about 1-2 versus 7-14. So still plenty of time to get right. But I mean, the SEC as a whole, Daniel, I'll tell you this. We talked about Mississippi State earlier, but I feel like there's not going to be too much domination within the conference. I feel like there's as much parity as ever. You got Kentucky, who's actually really good, Auburn, who's really good. Like, I think, man, it's going to be a grind for real. I know it's a grind every year, but I think this year may be a little bit different, even more so.
Well, I think after this first week, seeing the teams and what they've been able to do, I think, unlike years past, I think the teams are more equitable, like as far like closer to being similar, like they're all as good as each other.
Which is crazy because coming into the season, everybody said it was going to be LSU and Mississippi State, and then nobody else was going to be able to get with them because they had such stacked rosters. They'd put the money in, everything else, and instead, it's not that way at all. Which, if I'm somebody who's not an LSU fan, this is the way I would prefer it.
Yeah. I mean, give them something to work towards. I mean,
there's only one bad SEC team, and it's not even Missouri.
It's South Carolina. It's South Carolina 0-3 right now, and call it what it is. I mean, they're nowhere near as good as what they've been in the past, but I don't think it's a team where they're going to make it easy for you to win. Like, it's not just going to be a rollover.
I'll put it this, and I hate to talk about a LSU arguably legendary coach, but sources said Paul Maneri, he quit, but really it was an agreement, right? He didn't get fired. I think that the writing may have been on the wall then that it was not, he wasn't going to be a great coach anymore like he once was. And you look at the way it's been these last couple of years, and it's like, man, he should have just stayed in retirement, because I think you somewhat tarnished the legacy a little bit. And then when you see South Carolina baseball go from what it was to what it is now, it just kind of makes the whole situation that much worse.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you're talking about a team, over the past 15 years has gone from the highest of highs to what
they're the last repeat champ.
Yeah, I mean, now arguably the lowest of lows, but it's hard to say lowest of lows right now. It's so early. Like,
I'd still rather be South Carolina with my titles than Arkansas with none.
Shots fired. And on that note, let's bounce out of here. Appreciate everybody. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.